Yo, what's going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and in this video today, I'm going to be talking about why I and many other people in the CSGO community right now think that case prices are about to explode. Now, of course, cases have been going absolutely insane recently. I mean, if you look back a couple of years ago, cases were like as low as 3 cents. You could get a ton of cases for 3 cents, and now the cheapest cases are what, like 40, 50, 60 cents, something like that. I mean, that is insane returns over the past couple of years. This has been due to a lot of different factors, but obviously the game getting more popular, cases getting harder to get to, people wanting to open more and more cases, and just the supply of cases not keeping up with the demand overall. And that's been a big catalyst for the prices increasing. But today that could change, and things could get even crazier because they released this. Valve released the notes for 6.9.23. We've been getting so many updates to CSGO and CSGO 2 recently. It's kind of been hard to keep up with, but it's also an awesome time with so many new changes and things to talk about and think about. They said this for CSGO. Again, they have CS2 stuff down here, but they actually have a CSGO change at the top. Case drops. Players now get a weapon case with their first weekly XP rank up rather than after some amount of idle playtime. So this is a huge change. And obviously Valve has done some different things over the years to change how case drops work. And again, most of the time, these things have made cases more rare, and they have made cases harder to get, and they have made case prices go up. Now, some people think, oh, hey, doesn't Valve want to lower the case prices so that more cases get opened up so they can sell more keys, blah, blah, blah. But maybe not, because again, I get that argument. That argument makes sense. But hey, Valve hasn't really done anything over the past couple of years to make cases more abundant. So maybe there's some value in them making cases rarer and stuff as well. But this is a huge change. If you guys don't know, right now, you get cases, like it says there, just from some idle amount of playtime. I know I've seen different numbers over the internet. I've never, like, idled for cases or anything, so I don't know exactly how long it takes, but I've seen different numbers about, like, hey, you can expect a case, after 2 hours or 3 hours or 5 hours or whatever of idling, and I think it was maybe even possible to get, like, 2 cases in a single week sometimes, but pretty much you'd get, like, 1 case every 7 days, and then after your 7 days resets, you'd be, in line to get your next case after 2, 3, 4, 5, however many hours of playtime. So people have like case farming accounts or idling accounts where they go into idle servers or idle deathmatch servers or whatever and just kind of farm cases based on their account's 7-day period. And just by kind of sitting there chilling, they were able to farm cases they could sell off. And hey, people were able to make some money this way. But also, it was a way that a lot of cases were getting put into the game, put into supply, put into market. Again, these people were farming cases and selling them off and buying and, selling them, and the people who were interested in them are buying them, and that's how a lot of this stuff was going. Those people weren't playing the game. They were farming cases in mass and getting a lot of extra cases out on the market. But now, since you actually have to, you don't actually have to play the game. I don't know exactly how it's going to all work out. I'm sure there's some workarounds or ways to get XP or whatever, but it definitely seems to me like, and a lot of other people out there, that based on this wording, which is just one single sentence, it is really vague. There are some people out there like Nalo who is like, well, that's an interesting update. A bit too vague to tell if the second lucky drop is still a thing, which would still amount to a possible 2 cases per week. Kind of vague patch notes. Also, what's the deal with rank up skin drops now? Integral going to pop off. So people are still wondering some questions like, yeah, can you get 2 cases? What if you rank up twice in a week? What if you rank up 3 times in a week? Could you get are you guaranteed a second case? Would you maybe get a second case? Can you ever get a second case? But again, 2, 3, 5, however many hours of idling, this definitely seems harder than that. Obviously, sometimes you'll be able to rank up like in one game, depending on where you're at XP wise, but a lot of times you might have to play more than 2, 3 hours before you get a rank up. Obviously, XP is going to be dependent on like wins and performance and what kind of games and stuff you're playing. But also, getting XP seems like it's going to be harder. It's going to be more effort. It's going to be more work. It's going to be more active than just a ton of people sitting idling in a server. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, to know just how much is going to affect anything, we'd have to know how many cases right now are being put on the market by idling versus people actually playing. I would assume idling is a very small percentage, or not a very small percentage, but probably a small percentage. But also at the same time, who knows? Because when these people are doing this thing in mass, they could be running up some pretty interesting numbers. But obviously, Valve wants to get people playing the game. They want you to actually be playing. They want you to level up. They want you to be enjoying it, not just sitting in AFK servers, clogging up their servers and farming money off of it, because that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for anybody. But again, if we don't know 100% for sure yet, but we can guess, and there's people theorizing and postulating or whatever, that this is going to make cases harder to get. People who play the game, they're probably going to end up with the same amount of cases. For people who play, this probably isn't going to be that big of a deal. Again, ranking up isn't that hard. Playing the 2, 3, 4 or 5 hours in a week wasn't that hard before. So if you play the game a couple times a week, you're probably going to be getting the same amount. If you play the game like once a week or a couple times a month, who knows? You know, you're getting some cases before, you're still going to get some cases now. I don't think it's going to change that much. The one thing this is really going to affect is those case idlers, and it seems like they're going to be getting a significant amount less. So this could definitely make cases rare. How much rare is the question, but, you know, we see like on CSGO Market Forum, people are saying, hey, so Valve is going to make cases even more expensive. What the fuck? Some people are saying, hey, are they? You know, we don't really know for sure. People are saying, hey, rip idle servers and idle deathmatch. This probably makes cases even more rare, seeing as weekly level ups take a lot more time. I don't know if it takes a lot more time, but, you know, it'll definitely take more effort and more work. I feel like case prices dip, since likely lead to more cases in supply. There's so many case farmers with 5 to 10 plus accounts, wouldn't be so sure this will increase. I don't know. Overall, you know, since it actually takes effort to get case drops instead of just idling, this should, you know, decrease the supply of cases overall. It's going to increase their rarity. I don't know. I know there's people out there like Fano asking, you know, which cases are we investing in right now? Did they make cases easier than before? If so, I'm glad I wasn't in the case market. And Fano says, no, they made it harder. Now, this guy randomly says, I just ranked up twice and got 2 cases. But that's really the only person that I've heard saying anything like that. So I wouldn't read too much into that yet. But, you know, like I said, it is pretty vague. We don't really know what is exactly going on. And yeah, so far we haven't really seen too much movement in the cases. You know, this update has come out a little bit ago. I can refresh, but it's not like cases have been skyrocketing just yet. But especially over the next week or so, or I guess the next couple of weeks, because, you know, it's going to take a couple of weeks to actually see how many cases we're getting per week now versus before. But over the next couple of weeks, cases could definitely shoot up in price again. Now, obviously, cases have already been doing well over the last month. You know, this is the Operation Breakout case. Even one of the more expensive cases started out about a month ago at $691. You know, it's up to $756 today. So cases have been steadily increasing. But if cases are going to get even more rare, and if this change is going to stick and stay into CS2, and cases are going to continue to you know, not meet the overall demand and come up short of that demand value, then cases are going to continue going up in price. I looked at a couple different cases right now. The Fracture case, again, over the past week, this one has been, looks like relatively flat, going from 71 to 73 cents, but, you know, there has been definitely some upward movement, 67 cents earlier to 73 cents right now. Again, kind of in line with its regular intraday movements, but maybe starting to go up a little bit. Definitely something to keep an eye on. There is a lot of buys coming in right now. We had something like the Gamma case, which has just been killing it over the past week. Went from 257, you know, to 270, 279 in that range. But right now, you know, still no big explosion yet. Had this little run from 256 to 279. We got the Glove case. You know, these are some of the better cases. Really doing well over the past month, doing well over the past week. Nothing too crazy yet, but this is definitely something to keep an eye on. This is a big update that just dropped to CSGO. Again, this is not for CS2. This is for CSGO. Something that's going to be coming out right now and changing the game right away. So yeah, keep an eye on this. I know case investing has been a really, really lucrative investment over the past couple of years. I know it's been a really hot topic recently. And, you know, Valve just really did change the game once again. Again, I don't know exactly if there's going to be a massive, massive, massive change or a small change or end up being no change at all. But at the end, my prediction is probably going to be a pretty small change in the positive direction as far as case prices go. But we'll have to wait and see. That's just my prediction. You know, I definitely don't think right now is a horrible time to be investing in cases. Obviously, with an operation right around the corner, who knows? Things could definitely have a little bit of retracement once a new operation comes out with CS2 and stuff. But we don't know when that's going to be. And until then, case prices could just kind of keep going up and up and up. But definitely want to get this news out to you guys. Form your own opinions, form your own stuff. You know, definitely try out some stuff over the next couple of weeks. Keep an eye out on the numbers. But it's going to be interesting to follow. Pretty much every video today, guys. Hopefully catch you next one. Until then, peace.